5 NFL trades we'd love to see in October, including Tyreek Hill and Alvin Kamara. The NFL trade deadline is over a month away, and there's plenty of history to suggest that there will be very limited action in the days leading up to November 4th. However, there have already been a number of NFL rumors in September hinting at marquee players who could generate interest on the market. As a new month of the season closes in, we're highlighting a few potential NFL trades that we'd love to see between teams in October. Washington Commanders roll the dice on a Tyreek Hill trade. Many will immediately point to the Kansas City Chiefs as the top fit for a Tyreek Hill trade. However, with Xavier Worthy back on the field and Rashee Rice's suspension more than halfway over, the need for a receiver isn't as pressing for Kansas City. Instead, there's a different position the Chiefs' front office should target. Among the other potential fits for Hill, we see a risk worth taking for the Washington Commanders. The Terry McLaurin injury is only keeping him sidelined for Week 4 right now, but the fact that he's received a second opinion on his quad/hip injury and surgery is only off the table for now feels like a reason for concern. Deebo Samuel is fine working underneath, but Jaden Daniels needs a deep threat, and Hill is perfect for that role. Given Hill's history of causing some issues within the locker room, including him quitting on the team mid-game in Week 18 last season, and the NFL's ongoing inquiry into domestic violence allegations against Hill, any return for the Miami Dolphins will be limited. Washington could send a conditional 2027 fourth-round pick, which becomes a third if Hill plays in every game after the trade and the Commanders reach the NFC Championship game. Travis Etienne traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. For all of the focus put on the Chiefs' receiving core being a big part of the team's offensive issues this season, it's the lack of an efficient and explosive ground game that is far more problematic. Entering Week 4, Kansas City ranked 17th in rush EPA, minus 0.084, and they have just one run of 20-plus yards on 21 attempts, courtesy of Patrick Mahomes. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, running back Travis Etienne is expendable. Rookie Bashal Tutin has already demonstrated that he's ready to be the featured runner in Liam Cohen's offense. As for passing downs, Jacksonville has fellow rookie LaQuint Allen Jr. in exchange for just over half a season of Etienne. Kansas City gives up a 2026 fifth-round pick, and Jacksonville gets to take a flyer on corner Joshua Williams. Baltimore Ravens bolster run defense with Tim Settle trade. The Baltimore Ravens' run defense has disintegrated into one of the worst units in the NFL this season. Michael Pierce isn't coming out of retirement, and there doesn't seem to be an interior lineman on this Ravens roster who can help turn things around. So Baltimore should make a call to the winless Houston Texans about a trade for defensive tackle Tim Settle. Houston has put itself in a hole that, given the state of the offensive line, it seems unlikely to dig out of. Since Settle is in a contract year, the Texans' front office might as well ship him off for a draft pick. Settle ranked 5th among defensive tackles last season in ESPN run stop win rate at 40% and remains an effective run stuffer this season. Carolina Panthers swing big on Kayvon Thibodeau trade. It's only going to get worse from here for the New York Giants. When you're expected to win no more than 4 games in a season and sweeping changes are coming for the organization, NFL teams are going to hound you about trades. With Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and Dexter Lawrence signed to long-term deals, there just isn't a great fit for Kayvon Thibodeau and certainly no clear path to him landing a big extension. So the former first-round pick could be traded this season. The Carolina Panthers desperately need pass-rushing help, and Thibodeau fits the bill. Like in New York, he would also benefit from playing on a defensive line with a standout defensive tackle, Derek Brown. Plus, he's under contract through 2026 thanks to his exercised fifth-year option, $14.75 million guaranteed. If he signs an extension with Carolina, the conditional pick becomes a third-round pick in 2027 that Alvin Kamara lands with the Chicago Bears. It's time for the New Orleans Saints to thank running back Alvin Kamara for his years of service by trading him to a competent offense. The 30-year-old has played the good soldier for years, producing quality numbers despite poor quarterback play and even worse offensive line play around him. Now on the wrong side of 30, with the Saints in a rebuild, it's time for Kamara to be traded. The biggest hole on this Chicago Bears offense right now is at running back. While Kamara is not quite the player he used to be, making the Jahmyr Gibbs comparison far from perfect, he's well suited to play that role in Ben Johnson's offense. Furthermore, Kamara offers better vision as a runner than DeAndre Swift does. He'd be a clear upgrade at RB1, and the Saints could get a third-round pick out of it while doing their longtime veteran and beloved franchise player a favor. October in the NFL is when reality sets in. Teams that came into the season with Super Bowl dreams start to face the hard truth of injuries, chemistry issues, or simply not being good enough. Meanwhile, surprise contenders emerge, eager to take the next step. The trade deadline becomes the NFL's own form of high drama. One blockbuster move can swing the balance of the season. This year, a handful of stars are surrounded by whispers and speculation. Whether it's an unhappy veteran, a franchise looking to reset, or a contender desperate for an edge, the ingredients for fireworks are there. Here are 5 NFL trades we'd love to see in October, including a pair of superstars in Tyreek Hill and Alvin Kamara. 1. Tyreek Hill back to the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs receive WR Tyreek Hill. Dolphins receive 2026 first-round pick, WR Sky Moore, conditional third-round pick. Imagine this. The Chiefs, still searching for that missing offensive explosion since Hill's departure, make the bold move to reunite Patrick Mahomes with his most dangerous weapon. While Travis Kelce remains reliable, Kansas City's receiving core has been inconsistent. Rashee Rice is emerging, but the Chiefs' offense hasn't struck fear into defenses the way it did with Hill stretching the field. Meanwhile, Miami faces salary cap headaches and lingering off-field controversies surrounding Hill. If the Dolphins stumble in the first half of the season, their front office could look at cashing in. The Chiefs, on the other hand, are in Super Bowl or bust mode every year. Mahomes and Hill lighting it up again in Arrowhead? It would instantly restore the league's most feared duo. For Miami, unloading Hill's massive contract while getting a first-rounder and a young receiver gives them flexibility. For Kansas City, it's not just nostalgia. It's a move that puts them right back at the top of the AFC arms race. 2. Alvin Kamara to the Buffalo Bills. Bills receive RB Alvin Kamara. Saints receive 2026 second-round pick, RB James Cook.